He's aiming for his most prestigious and his 6th this year. We are live for 2018 in the Drift Masters European Championship, and it's going to be the machine James Deane to lead in. Michael Reichardt in that first corner, sweeps it right onto that wall.
Whoa, look at that. Deane taking the rear bumper off the car, but look at this, Michael Reichardt failing to initiate, Dave. Problems with the car potentially in the first half of the run. This is not good for Reichardt right now.
No, Reichardt is almost a camera car at this stage as he does not initiate. Seems to be issues with the car. Yeah, cannot get that car to drift. I think he's got mechanical problems straight away. And you definitely need a full working machine when you're going up against the machine. James Deane with the Worthouse Falcon Tire S14. James, you saw it at Wall, New Jersey, taking back to that top step in Formula Drift just 1 week ago. He comes here with a lot of targets on his back. There's a lot of guys on the grid we've been speaking to saying, if we beat James Deane here, what a statement that makes to the rest of the world.
Listen, James the Machine Deane.
Yeah, well, I can't imagine it going any other way. There you have it. Our first victor of the year is James Deane. Kieran, Kevin, and David obviously giving the automatic victory to James Deane. He won't have it as easy for BMW livery, BMW, of course, and Stolarski in that green and purple S14. Poland versus Latvia. The Champions League of European Drifting, the Drift Masters European Championship. Here we go.
Yeah, off the line at Bartosz. Big clutch kick initiation as he fires it towards the wall. Ivo Cirulis now needs to get nice and close on the door. This is where these guys really start to need to make the attack. They need to be on the door on this part of the track. But you could gain up the pace as they slow it down. Oh, what a tag from on the wall.
Stolarski hits the wall hard, but Cirulis not having the pace right now. He's got to shortcut the track to try and get back on Stolarski's door.
Yeah.
He's trying to catch up with a car on maximum grip and 1100 horsepower. And he takes it into the roundabout. Cirulis trying to cut that gap, but he just can't seem to get back into the fight as Stolarski starts to push a gap even further. Look at Cirulis dropping a wheel on the inside of the track.
Yeah, Cirulis now really starting to panic, Dave. He's not looking very, very comfortable as Bartosz stands on it and starts to pull away. This is where Bartosz is now. It's going to really pull some distance as he stands on 1100 horsepower, sticks that car to the wall and takes it across the line.
Yeah, as the sparks go up, Stolarski looking... Yeah, both drivers giving the thumbs up. Looks like the lights are red. They will go green and we are good to go. The flames go up. Countdown goes to 0. It will be Ivo Cirulis to lead in Bartosz Stolarski into that first corner. Look at Stolarski, hungry already.
This is how you get the win, and Stolarski now starting to push on the door of Ivo Cirulis' E46. Look at this, absolutely making a big dive. Gives Cirulis some room to transition now as they slow down into the slower part of the circuit.
And Stolarski almost getting caught out there as he sort of went on too much angle, but he's back in the game again, doesn't make a major error. Now into the roundabout, will he force the issue? Into the door he goes as he tries to force the issue, and he's almost rubbing tire off door as they come out of it, and nice transition. Stolarski hits to the contact between both cars, and judges will have to have a look at that one. Contact, I'm not too sure. Did Cirulis hanging out there too long? And yeah. Scores in, slide him left for Ivo Cirulis, right for Bartosz Stolarski. Will the Polish take first blood here? And Kieran, yes, there you have it. Winning is Bartosz Stolarski. He goes through to the top 16. No surprises there, Ian. A shutdown from Ivo Cirulis seemed to be in the defining factor, and of course, not having any proximity in the first run.
Big task in his hands. The amount of seat time that Pavel Treller has got is insane. And like you say, Dave, Yash sitting there with a car, not 100%, but look at the aggression already, Dave.
Yeah, he's got to go for it.
He's not scared as they come off the line. Pavel Treller throws it in. Yash Boravsky.
Pavel Treller's car just took off like a cannon as they went to the start line. And Yash now is going to have to try and put in the run of his life to get back into it and not risk going too fast and hitting those walls. And at the moment, it doesn't look like he's got the pace. Treller firing through the course. Not a lot of angle, but he's hitting those outer clipping zones.
Yeah, he's doing everything that the judges wanted to see for a 100-point run right now as Treller nails the roundabout. And Yash Boravsky now really needs to get that car on the door, but he can't. And look at that, wheels on the inside of the circuit. They're bleeding points right now.
He is absolutely, and Yash trying everything he can do to get into the fight. He's sort of caught up a little bit, but he's done it by shortcutting the track, and the judges will be watching out for that. Trella, no such worries in the lead position as he hooks up that very, very short wheelbase Opel GT towards the wall and across the line. Solid first run from Pavel Trella. And you know what? Begs the question of what Yash will be able to do. The gulf in experience versus youth here in the Drift Masters European Championship, and right now Trella is going to show what he's all about, putting it on the door. And the good thing about Yash Boravsky is he's very, very consistent, very accomplished for his age. And Trella knows he's got the advantage, but he's still got to go in there pretty heavy.
Yeah, he's going to have to go in there pretty hard. You know, he's not going to be able to give Yash much room.
Look at that line from Yash getting right out to that outer wall as Trella locks the front brakes. His car is clearly faster, so he's got to sort of rein in those horses and stay in the fight.
Yeah, looking good right now, though, is Yash Borowski on a very, very good lead line, and Trella doing a very good job driving behind that slower car. You can see shallow angle from Trella as he just keeps that car doing enough to keep in the fight right now with Yash Borowski as they come round the roundabout. Transition back, Pavel Trella gets on that midline.
Oh, and a
wow.
big impact with the wall as Yash Borowski goes straight into the wall, and Trella, look at that, straight into the door.
Yeah, Yash Borowski just call the rear bumper. Official Dave, another step into top 16, and naturally judges going to Pavel Trella and making it official. Pavel Trella there getting the win. Unfortunately, Yash Borowski knocking himself out of competition.
You know what, the heat of these cars, they've been here all day. I'm looking into those cars with some tired faces, but now they got to shake their heads and get ready for the biggest battle of their careers. Two Polish guys about to throw down and announce their name to the world of drifting. Pszczonski to lead in Rutyna. Rutyna's coming for it here. Look at this!
Wow, almost contact on initiation there from Rutyna as Pszczonski fires it in, sticks that qualifying line. Look at the absolute chase from Rutyna, sticks that car to the door, gives Pszczonski some room to transition down into the slower part of the circuit.
Pszczonski, though, he's out in front, he's got the pace. Look at that, running the rear end of that GT86 off the wall. Now look, can Rutyna make the dive into the roundabout? Indeed he can. Using that V8, just feathering the throttle, trying to get himself out as quick as possible, running the front bumper off the wall. Now, can he get back on the door of Pszczonski as they run back around the circuit again? Pszczonski looking very good, and now Rutyna starts to turn the screw. He's got to make a big dive into that last corner, but look at Pszczonski, he's up and gone. Rutyna hasn't got the pace. He's let Pszczonski go, and Rutyna trying to desperately get back into the fight. What a battle between these two Polish superstars as they take it across the line. Impressive stuff, Ian.
Unbelievable stuff right there, and it just goes to show you the pace in Pszczonski's car. They look for the green light to go, and they are off for the second run. Rutyna to lead out Pszczonski, and Pszczonski now going to return the favour in aggression as he starts to tag on the back end of that Mercedes-Benz. But Rutyna not on the best line, falling off the outer zone. Pszczonski right close on the core as they transition.
Yeah, there's a transition through, and Pszczonski now starting to get close. Oh, look at this dive from Pszczonski, a little bit of contact, and it slowed him down.
Yeah, Pszczonski very, very good driving there. Almost got himself mixed up in an over-rotation, but keeps back in it. Rutyna not looking too phased, though, Dave. Gets into the outer zone on the roundabout. Pszczonski now starts to pedal that GT86 and get back on the door of that Mercedes-Benz.
Pszczonski now jumps through that center section. He's got to start gaining some ground. He does. Now he's back on the rear wheel. He knows he has to have a strong finish here. He needs to make a huge dive into that last corner. And look at the pace of that GT86 as he starts to claw back in, but he can't catch Rutyna like he expected. And that's a very close battle. Mistakes all round from both drivers and some incredible moments of brilliance.
Yeah,
that tension. Here we go.
Gonna be Pszczonski.
Rutyna to the left, slide him left for Rutyna, slide him right for Jakub Pszczonski, and there you have it. Jakub Pszczonski gets the win and goes through to the top 16 here at round 1 of the Drift Masters European Championship. Well,
national guy, local guy, he's going to want to take down René Portz, the German. And the German, Dave, not having the best weekend so far. René Portz taking that IS200 to the wall many, many times. We see flames, the green light, it is go as Pavel Borkowski takes René Portz into a top 32 battle with big separation right now. René Portz not in the fight whatsoever, Dave.
No, Pavel Borkowski is up and gone, and look at the line from Pavel Borkowski running the rear end off every single wall around this track, and it looks like René Portz, he said the car itself has had so many impacts this weekend. It is barely holding together by a thread. His team have been tirelessly trying to get this car ready for competition. I don't think he's coming into this fight at 100%, but at the same time, he's still trying to get at least back onto the door of Pavel Borkowski. Look at that exterior line from Borkowski. That's why he scored an 89.7 yesterday, and that's why he's looking like one of the favorites in this competition so far. Right now, René Portz still in the fight, but he needs to, look at this, trying to just reel him in a little bit, just to give the judges something to think about. But Borkowski's car is up and gone, and look at that wide outer line into that outer zone as they come across the finish line, and the sparks go up. It's almost like a battle of survival at times on this track, Ian, because
they look for the green light to go, and they are off. It's René Portz to lead out Pavel Borkowski for the second run.
Now just watch this Borkowski guy in action. Throws it in, waits for it, and boom, he's trying to get onto that door. Now maybe we'll have the spotters in his radio saying, you've got a bit of an advantage here, Pavel, don't need to go too crazy and throw it away, but I don't think this guy holds back. And again, look at René Portz starting to pick up the pace here.
Yeah, René Portz now starting to pull away. Borkowski's going to have to be careful and try and nail René Portz as they come into this slower section. Portz doing everything he can, like you say, Dave, to try and claw back some points. But look at this, Borkowski now starts to get on the door as they transition back. Borkowski keeps that car out of the wall. Good transition onto the door, midline from Rene Portes, just what the judges want to see. And Borkowski not letting Portes away as they now start to pick up the pace and head into the outer wall run.
Looks like Borkowski's going to try and put an exclamation point on this and get closer around that last corner. And look at this, reeling in the German, who's on a very inside line there, not what the judges wanted to see as they come across the line. Here we go, slide him left for the German, Rene Portes, and slide him right for Pavel Borkowski. And there you have it, Kieran, Kevin, and David, the winner, Pavel Borkowski. He goes through to the top 16. No surprise there. Very, very good run from Pavel Borkowski over the 2 runs, and I'm very impressed with him so far. Polish driver, Romanowski, he has an LSX 454 crate motor E30, and he is going to be chasing down the current last year's Drift GP European champion. Look at Romanowski. He says, it's my yard, buddy, and he ain't going out without a fight. And look at Romanowski as he pushes Poitalaxo around the first corner. On the left for break, the crowd erupts here in Płockin, Poland, as Romanowski makes another huge dive onto the rear corner.
Yeah, look at this, Dave. Absolute fireworks right now as Poitalaxo fires that car in, and Romanowski absolutely glued to the door right now. Romanowski going to make another dive as they come around the roundabout. Romanowski not giving Poitalaxo an inch. Poitalaxo doing everything he can to escape the Polishman, but the Polishman saying, dude, you are not winning this one. Oh, Romanowski jumps on the foot brake and keeps the 2 cars apart. Now,
Romanowski makes one last huge dive, he does, but can he catch Poitalaxo? Poitalaxo starting to look strong towards the end of the run here as he runs the exterior of that BMW E92, and what a run! The crowd erupts.
Sorry, and Romanowski's car has the pace. Every single driver in the grid saying he's the fastest man around this custom-built circuit. What has Romanowski got as he leads out Poitalaxo?
Poitalaxo's going to have to go for it here. He can't let him get away, and he's let him get away a little bit.
Yeah, he's starting to pull a gap. Look at that from Romanowski, fires that car, and Poitalaxo, Dave, making a dive though. Starting to get on the door.
He's back on the door. He's got to make a huge dive into the second half of the arena. Can he do it? Look at Romanowski's car just up and go. Poitalaxo now starting to cut the tracks. Got to get to the slower second. Look at the transitions. Door to door as Poitalaxo now hesitates on the throttle on that angle and now losing some ground again. Romanowski looking incredibly strong out front in that E30 BMW. And Poitalaxo's going to have to cut some track here. I think you can see him on that inner line, trying to stay with that black E30 BMW, the Polish crowd.
Oh, and the front bumper off of Romanowski's car.
This could cause some issues, Ian. He's steering his down pair, smashes through the bumper into that last corner, but he's still dragging fiberglass under the car. You can see it's affecting the steering. Can he hold it together? What a run! Poland versus Finland here at Drift Masters European. You can see another battle warming up, but here we go. Krzysztof Romanowski. You have slide him left for Romanowski, right for Poitalaxo. Who's going through? It is going to be Krzysztof Romanowski getting the win, the Polish crowd here. But you can tell that was the score or the result they all wanted.
Exactly. Both these guys stack up as very, very good drivers. So looks like we're ready to go, and they are off the line.
Yeah, we're ready to go. Hutonji in the lead. It will be Hipke to follow, and Hipke in his home venue is coming in hot. Bam! Onto the door he goes.
Oh, almost wheel to wheel, Dave, as Hipke doesn't give Hutonji an inch. Look at this from Hipke pushing Hutonji all the way around the outer zone and does not back out of the transition. Now gets on the dive as they come into the slower section of the track. Hutonji steps on it, gets that inner clip, gets back out to the outer zone, and Hipke is right with him. Perfect lead driving and chase driving from both these guys. They slow it down, but Hipke is offline as he now starts to try and pull some ground on Hutonji.
Oh, look at the dive from Hipke as he now starts to reel in the German driver, the Red Bull Drift brothers, both into the top 32, but will they survive with the way Grzegorz Hipke now makes one last dive? And look at the pace he's carrying as he now goes wheel to wheel, door to door, and across the line they go, and the crowd erupts. Intense, Ian. That's
all the way across that car and keeping it on Hutonji as they come off the line. It's Grzegorz Hipke to lead out Eli Hutonji as Hutonji now sits on the back bumper of Hipke's E30. Hipke fires it in, and Hutonji now starts to make the dive as the cars are wheel to wheel. And look at this from Hutonji. Hutonji, shallow angle, but starts to fall back. Hutonji needs to be in the fight to overturn this.
A big dive, and Hutonji's there on the door. That's what he wanted to do. starting to put some pressure on the Polish driver and starting to get back in the fight. It's so close right now as they come into the roundabout. Hutonji makes another big dive and stays right on the door of Grzegorz Hipki. We've got a fight on our hands here, Ian.
Yeah, right now, Eli Hutonji is looking to hunt down Grzegorz Hipki as they transition through the slowest part of the circuit now. Hipki looks fast now, starts to dial it back on. Can Hipki pull away from Hutonji, or can he get a door? Whoa!
Big dive from Hutonji as he puts the pressure on, and contact as they push each other across the line. The Płock Stadium goes bananas, right? The judges go there, make the important decision, slide him left for Grzegorz Hipki, slide him right for Eli Hutonji. Who's going to take it home? Kieran, Kevin and David, scores are dropping in. And let's see which way it goes. Kieran goes for Eli Hutonji, Kevin goes one more time, David goes one more time. We're going one more time.
Pure insanity, we get to see that.
Last year he came second place in the Polish National League. It is Paweł Grosz, and we have taken a breath, and now we got to go back in again. Look at Grosz, he's pushing him.
Pushing Karkoshik, the local favourite, Karkoshik.
Whoa!
Wow, look at this, Karkoshik on the wall, but look at this from Paweł Grosz. Absolutely nailing it. Karkoshik right now, though, the speed of this guy is insane as he comes into this slower zone. Grosz starts to gain back some lost ground, and an unbelievable transition as they stick it to the wall. Karkoshik not giving an inch, but look at Grosz right with him as they transition into the roundabout.
Contact between both cars as they come through the roundabout, and Grosz not letting Karkoshik get away here. Almost straight lines, and it hits the wall almost on transition. It's absolute carnage right now in the Drift Masters European Championship as these guys are pushing to the absolute limit.
Karkoshik now starts to pull some ground as he gets into that last outer zone. Then Paweł Grosz starts to get in, but he has lost so much ground. What an absolutely awesome first run.
And I mean, you can see, it looks like the lights are being set and ready to go.
Yeah, and we are good to go as now Paweł Grosz leads in David Karkoshik for the second half of this battle, and Karkoshik not giving Paweł an inch. Makes the dive on initiation, flame out of that car, but can he get back on the door? Oh, he does. Nice dive. Backs out of it, though, Dave. Backs out of it massively.
Yeah, Karkoshik has the pace here. He's got to be very careful that he doesn't make contact as they dive into the slower section. Look at Karkoshik all over the back end of that E30 BMW of Paweł Grosz, and here we go. Can Karkoshik make the move into the roundabout? Indeed he does, and look at this on the front brake. A little bit of separation between both, but a very calculated and technical run from Karkoshik so far, not making any errors.
No, Karkoshik looking very clinical right now, just giving Grosz the room he needs to maneuver that BMW E30 around this custom-built circuit now. Karkoshik starts to make the kill. Can he make a big dive going into that last out zone? He can. Starts to stand on the accelerator and push that S15 on the door of Paweł Grosz.
You know what? That's not a bad run from either driver there, Ian. You've got to say, Dean.
Yeah, and it comes in, Dave. Slide it left for Grosz, right for Karkoshik. And look at this, Dave. Unanimous. David Karkoshik takes the win and advances through. And how about Paweł Grosz's aggression, though? We need to take not a stranger to each other. Wow, look at that. Enver Haskasap off the line very, very quickly. Now Kantarowski's going to play catch-up as Haskasap fires it in. Haskasap not messing around. And a failed initiation.
Yeah, I think Kantarowski's got a problem here. I think Kantarowski's got a mechanical issue here as Haskasap absolutely ups and goes. Haskasap, for me, what a transformation over the off-season. He has been practicing night and day. He's running that 2JZ 1,000 horsepower S15. And from sort of qualifying down between, you know, the lower end of the pack last year, he's right up there at the top. And Kantarowski is just following suit at the moment. This is a big 10-0 advantage, I would imagine, to Enver Haskasap. And the thing about Kantarowski's car is it is an SR 2.2, so a very, very small displacement, but he pushes it to over 700 horsepower. And sometimes, as you see right now, that doesn't always work so well.
No, listen, that guy is pushing that SR22 to its absolute limit. As you can hear, Enver Haskasap's car clicking the rev limiter all the way around that far.
They have to go as they are. And does Kantarowski have gears, or was there an issue on the first one that he's rectified around? Looks like he's got power right now. Oh, and it shuts down again. Car not running whatsoever there. And yeah, he tries to initiate, but I think that's a done run for and Haskasap just has to chase him around the circuit. You can see here Alexander Kantarowski not initiating whatsoever, and I think that's going to be another 10-0 for against Alexander Kantarovski, meaning Enver Haskasap gets a walk through to the top 16.
Yeah, exactly, and such a shame for Alexander Kantarovski. You can hear that car not running at all. They're misfiring terribly.
Around the track, and yeah, you get an automatic result there. I'm imagining it's all going to go for Enver Haskasap as he moves on. Indeed, he does to the top 16. The judges saying Kantarovski, well, he didn't do any drifting. And if you're in the European Drift Championship,
you need to be drifting.
You got to do some drifting. Vasiliauskas versus Fontaine. We are good to go. This is a grudge match. Let's see who takes victory and takes it to the top 16. Fontaine to lead him in, and look at Vasiliauskas. Big wage transfer, and in on the door he goes.
Yeah, on the door he goes to Sebastian Fontaine, locking up that front wheels. Fontaine keeps his foot in it. Vasiliauskas gives Fontaine some room to transition as they know.
Oh, big dive from Vasiliauskas.
Yeah, Vasiliauskas making the dive into the slower section now. Vasiliauskas doesn't make the dive again. He does get back on the door. Give Fontaine the room he needs. Can he get on the door again as they come through the roundabout? Vasiliauskas giving Fontaine all the room he needs. Vasiliauskas looking very calculated in this battle as Fontaine on that perfect lead line.
As the flames shoot around the circuit and the packed grandstand in front of us erupts. Look at this from Vasiliauskas. One more big dive before we finish, and he is right there on Fontaine as they come around that last corner. Great run from two incredible drivers, flying the Dutch and fear of not being able to see where the track is. Fontaine's under pressure here. Vasiliauskas is going to put in the lead run of a life to go into the top 16, and Fontaine's right there. Look at the aggression from these two guys as they come through the gears and hit that weight transfer into that initiation, and Fontaine is right there on the door.
Yeah, Fontaine right on the door. Look at this, he knows. Whoa, wheel to wheel as they come through the outer zone. Vasiliauskas now starts to pull away. Fontaine makes another dive. Whoa, look at Fontaine pushing 100%. The Dutch driver not giving the Latvian any room. Big error though from Fontaine as he almost clips the wall on transition.
He just about gets away with it as they come into the roundabout, and Fontaine again diving for the front wheel of Vasiliauskas' car, trying to be as aggressive as possible as he gets back on the door. And this is where Vasiliauskas goes from the slow to the fast section. This is where his car's got pace. Fontaine cannot let him go, and he's not. He's right there with the Latvian as the Dutch driver now starts to reel him in into that last dive. And look at the speed of these guys. They go for that concrete wall and across the finish line. What a run.
Yeah, what a run, Dave. Absolutely phenomenal. You could just see Vasiliauskas.
Robes and fire and fireworks, but who is going to be there at the main event, top 16? Slide him left for Vasiliauskas, right for Sebastian Fontaine, and going through is Sebastian Fontaine, getting the win, going through to the top 16. Awesome job by him. But you know what? I want to hear what the judges have to say.
The Irishman, European contender.
Yeah, won the last round of the Drift Masters Championship last year. He's no stranger to the top spot on the podium, representing Acorn Insurance. Nigel Colfer will lead in Kozłowski, and look at Kozłowski making a huge dive into the first corner. Colfer is under pressure.
Yeah, Colfer falling way offline though, Dave. Absolutely nailed his Nigel Colfer, but Kozłowski right now starts to get back on the door. He fell off.
A problem with Nigel Colfer's car. Mechanical issue for Nigel Colfer, and he was only saying earlier on to us in an interview that the car has never worked as good, and he has a big problem. Yeah, confirmation of this will be sliding them all left to Peter Kozłowski. That is a hell of a race suit. That is a $sign race suit, a cigar, and a Crocodile Dundee hat.
A Sparko crocodile hat. This weekend finished inside the top 10 in qualifying as they come off the line. What has Yannis Inglite got as he chases down Torani Kvyat? And look at Inglite, Dave, straight off the bat.
He's diving in here, and Inglite knows he's got to go wide, he's got to go hard into the door, and he is right there on the front race. Look at Kvyat, and look at Inglite right there. Will he keep it in the transition? You can bet he will as he makes a huge dive towards the Norwegian, but the Norwegian is up and fast through that section.
Yeah, this is where Torani Kvyat now starts to make his ground as he pulls away from Yannis Inglite. Inglite, though, not doing a bad job of keeping up a fight. Torani all the way out to the outer limits of the circuit. Yannis Inglite starts to pull some ground. But Torani Kvyat is on an absolutely killer line right now. This guy looking on fire.
Absolutely incredible stuff from
Torani. Look at this, Dave. Torani Kvyat now starts to pull ground on Yannis Inglite as he takes it to the wall, and across the line that goes Yannis Inglite and Torani Kvyat. Could we see Detroit Ace Tyres car leave with some federal tyre marks on it right now as they come off the line?
Yannis is going to have to go faster than he's ever gone before, and Kvyat is going to have to get on the door. Let's see what happens. Norway versus Latvia, and look at this. Kvyat is right there on the front brake and on the door. That is control of the highest level. as Yanis now starts to transition, and Kvia full throttle again. Look at the transition! Millimeters between the cars as they come towards those concrete walls, and Kvia's not letting up. He's got to be careful here. He doesn't make contact with Yanis Iglite's car. Look at the transition again. Almost front wheel to front wheel through the roundabout. Ian, this is insane.
Oh, wow! Tairone Kvia almost tagging the front of that car in the wall. Small steering correction, but he gets back in it. Absolutely perfect, and a big dive into that slow section now. This is where Tairone pulled away from Iglite, but can Iglite get away? He can't. And look at Kvia all the way, wheel to wheel, door to door, as Yanis Iglite and Tairone Kvia bring it across the line. Wow.
You're enjoying it, hit that like the button, here we go. Yanis Iglite, slide him left, slide him right for Tairone Kvia. And there it is, the Norwegian Tairone Kvia gets the win. He jumps out of the car on the track. You cannot believe it. He said he was here to make a name for himself, and he is over the moon.
Listen, he goes against Dariusz Fabiszak, the 37-year-old Pole.
And he is in a 3UZ Lexus V8 S15, 630 horsepower, and Shanahan's up and gone here. Fabiszak's going to have to try and get into this one.
Yeah, Fabiszak now playing catch-up, not where you want to be when you're trying to battle Conor Shanahan in that Westlake Tyres Link ECU S13. And look at Conor Shanahan absolutely flying as Fabiszak shortcuts the circuit, dust flies off that front wheel. Shanahan almost running the front bumper along the wall. This kid has got so much skill. It is insane.
Look at Fabiszak though, he's starting to try and reel it in through the roundabout. He's got to get back into the fight here. He cannot believe how fast this 14-year-old kid is.
Yeah, Shanahan on a perfect midline through the slower section. Flames pop up on the start line as Fabiszak stands with a foot brake and loses even more ground as Shanahan pedals that car all the way into this outer zone, stands on the accelerator, sticks it to the wall, left foot braking as Conor Shanahan takes it across the line. Dariusz Fabiszak looking with no fight.
He's got to watch that as Fabiszak put in some very solid runs in practice also. Let's see what they've got here in the second half of this top 32 battle. At round one of the Drift Masters European Championship, Conor Shanahan, the 14-year-old, to chase in Fabian. Oh, and a big dive and no initiation from Shanahan. How did Shanahan avoid impact there?
Yeah, Conor Shanahan just shows the skill that this 14-year-old guy has got as he gets wheel to wheel with Fabiszak. They transition down, and Conor Shanahan again now starts to put the kill in, gets on the door of Fabiszak's S15. And Shanahan is absolutely perfect, mirroring that line of Fabiszak in the lead position as they come. Oh, what a spin from Fabiszak. Shanahan see it coming and stop that car instantly.
Yeah, he knew this was going to be a pretty obvious one.
Yeah, so there we go. Judge's decision is in, and we make it official. Left for Fabiszak, right for Shanahan, and there you go, unanimous. Conor Shanahan, ladies and gentlemen, getting the win
Conor
and
Shanahan
advancing through.
Going through. He is the pride of Poland right now against the pride of the UK, who will take it through to the top 16. Green light says go. It will be Bagsy to lead in. Korpelinski into the first corner here.
Yeah, look at this. Korpelinski not giving Bagsy an inch. He knows Bagsy's a world-class driver as Korpelinski gets to the door, dials on the angle to avoid contact, and he's right with him. Bagsy left foot braking, but Korpelinski gluing that BMW 1M on the door. Bagsy on the fast transition. Korpelinski, though, stays with him and gives Bagsy all the room he needs to manoeuvre, Dave.
Bagsy looking good though, taking that car out to the edge of the walls, and Korpelinski dropping off a little bit after an incredible first corner. Bagsy coming in on absolute massive angle into the roundabout, but Korpelinski is right there. The Polish driver not letting Bagsy get away in a snappy transition, sees him back onto the door again, and he is in the fight as he takes it to the UK driver. And look at this, Korpelinski running the rear quarter of Bagsy's car, but losing some ground, having to put on the front brake, and can Bagsy pull a gap? Korpelinski not letting the UK driver get away. That is some aggressive stuff from both of these very talented Europeans, and Bagsy smashes the wall over the finish. As it is going to go into the night, you can see the lights starting to fire onto the cars on the start line as it is about to get like a nighttime nightclub drift event on a football pitch. I don't even know what it is, but it's something you've never seen before. Korpelinski leading in, Steve Bagsy Biaggioni. Look at the dive from Bagsy, staying with him.
Yeah, Bagsy's going to be told by the spotter, you need to be on the door or you're going home. And look at this from Bagsy, bringing the aggression to Korpelinski right now as he fires it into the slower zones. Bagsy making a big dive there. You see the front of that car lurch forward. Korpelinski doing everything he can to avoid Bagsy, but Bagsy on the wheel of that BMW 1M. Bagsy door to door through the roundabout of Korpelinski. Bagsy hungry for a win right now, Dave.
Yeah, he's putting the pressure on and he's staying with Korpelinski around the whole circuit. This is the best chase run I've seen Steve Bagsy Biaggioni put in all weekend. Can he stay with the Polish driver?
Yeah, flames from the back end of that This end, 200 SX, S13, one more dive from Bagsy. Can he try and force a win as Korpelinski starts to pull away? Bagsy now leans on the accelerator and pushes Korpelinski across the line. What a drive from both.
Looks like the results are in. Slide him left for Korpelinski, slide him right for Steve Biaggioni. Who's going to take it home? David says one more time. Kevin says Steve Bagsy Biaggioni. Kieran and Kevin say Bagsy gets the win, and you can see what it means to him on the track. He walks away from the... But a very accomplished team behind him, but he goes up against a very, very fitting opponent in Maciek Jarkiewicz from Poland. Jarkiewicz now chasing in Shanahan into the first corner and giving him a bit of room.
Yeah, big separation, Dave, as Jack Shanahan fires that car in. Jarkiewicz really needs to get in it if he's going to try and beat the youngster from Ireland, as Jack Shanahan looks unstoppable right now. And Jarkiewicz trying to rein him in, trying to gain back some lost ground. This is the place to do it. This slower section is where you can try and rein in that ground, but it's big straight and offline there for Jarkiewicz. Jarkiewicz looks like he's panicking.
Yeah, you can hear the V8 echo around this arena from Jarkiewicz's car, but he's just not getting in the fight with Shanahan here. And Shanahan on those Tri-Ace tires starts to put some distance, and right now, not much fight from Jarkiewicz.
Look at the grip from Shanahan's car. This is insanity, Dave. Stands on the accelerator and pulls 4 car lengths as he takes it home.
Yeah, and I mean, I did not expect that kind of distance.
Exactly, right now, so they are on the line. They get the green light, they are good to go. It is Maciek Jarkiewicz to lead in Jack Shanahan. And look at this, Shanahan giving Jarkiewicz some room. Initiates nice and fast. Jarkiewicz way offline though, Dave, and you can see Jack Shanahan gluing into the door. Backs out of it ever so slightly. He knows that Jarkiewicz now has got the slower car. But can Jack Shanahan balance that car? Look at this from Shanahan. Almost straightens, but big clutch kick from
Shanahan just about squeezes through the gap there, as he now stays on the front brake behind Jarkiewicz. He's actually braking around the circuit and leaving Jarkiewicz some room in the roundabout, now getting back into the fight again as Jarkiewicz takes a nice outer line here from Jarkiewicz as he's starting to clean up on those outer clipping zones as Jack Shanahan falls back a little bit.
Yeah, Shanahan just giving Jarkiewicz some room. I can tell you now, Dave, this is where Shanahan's going to make the dive, and he is going to ride the door of Maciek Jarkiewicz's S13 all the way around this outer zone. Starts to get into it, but Jarkiewicz way offline, doesn't give Shanahan the opportunity to get on the door.
No, and of course, Judge is saying he must be... We may do. Slide him left for Maciek Jarkiewicz. Right for Jack Shanahan. And there you have it, unanimous. Jack Shanahan gets the win and goes through to the top 16. No, this is an interesting one we've been looking forward to ever since this bracket was announced.
Yeah, and they're off the line. The 2 Germans go to battle as they come past the roundabout. A big clutch kick from Hutonji as he fires it in, but look at this, Max Heidrich not afraid of that Red Bull V8 pickup. A little wobble.
Oh, look at Heidrich. Almost takes the back end off Hutonji's car and stays in it.
Wow, Heidrich, how did he stay out of that one? Heidrich now starts to fall back, shaken a little bit from that transition as Joe Hutonji, almost falls off circuit. Max Heidrich stays in it, but not the cleanest lead line to be chasing right now.
No, a couple of mistakes from Joe Hutonji there. As he said, he's having power steering issues all weekend with this car. Cannot get it to work right. He's battling through those now and in the lead position. Can Heidrich make a massive dive into that last corner? It looks like he is just a little bit out of touch at the moment, but now starting to dial it in. The pride of German drifting on circuit here in Poland at the Drift Masters European. If you're watching in from Germany, let us know. Hit the like button if you're watching from Germany. And these, of course, are the pride.
Your guys, yeah.
Are your dudes on track right now, doing you proud for sure. As Max Heidrich leads in Joe Hutonji.
So off the line, Max Heidrich leads in Joe Hutonji, and Joe Hutonji now bringing the aggression as he rubs his front wheel on the back bumper of Max Heidrich's car. They are wheel to wheel as they come through the outer zone. Now Heidrich starts to pull a gap and a big straight line attack into that outer zone for Heidrich. Joe Hutonji right with him though as they transition again into the outer zone now. Joe Hutonji bringing the fight to Max Heidrich right now.
Struggling again on that intersection, Ian, as every time he transitions there, it looks like he's breaking up a little bit on the steering. And look at Heidrich running that outer line. Some aggression here from both of these German competitors.
Yeah, Max Heidrich doing a very, very good in lead. Joe Hutonji now starts to hunt down his fellow German as he gets door to door on the outer zone. Max Heidrich takes it to the wall. Joe Hutunji goes wheel to wheel across the line.
Incredible stuff from Joe Hutunji, and I mean on the outside, but that's inside how I feel. Here we go. Side left from Max Heidrich, right for Joe Hutunji, who's going to take it home. Oh, it's a one more time from Kieran Kevin. Says it's Joe Hutunji, and David goes one more time, and it's a one more time between Joe Hutunji and Max Heidrich. Gotta come back to you guys. Split decision with the judges. Talk us through it.
These guys want blood, and they want to make it through to that top 16. Pack grid, they're off the line.
If you're at home right now, take a breath, because here we go. Eli Hutunji to lead in. Grzegorz Hipki, wow! And it's war from the off.
Yeah, look at this. Hipki wheel to wheel with Hutunji, fighting that car backwards and forwards as he pushes Eli Hutunji through the outer zone. Hutunji transitions, but the local man Hipki is looking for blood right now as he starts to make a dive again into this outer zone.
Look at the proximity from Hipki as they come into the roundabout, and he almost touches door on wheel, and a little bit of contact as they come through. Hipki, the Polish driver, saying, this is my yard, this is my championship, and you ain't where you are last year anymore. And look at this as Hipki starts to make that transition again. I expect one more big dive here. Onto the front brake he goes. No, full throttle onto Eli Hutunji's door. Man, I can't even watch this anymore. It's just insane.
Unbelievable.
The Polish driver, and the thumbs up this time around between these guys. They've had plenty of time to have a conversation behind the curtain. But Eli Hutunji will now be asked the question, are you good enough? Can you chase down the Polish driver? Let's see what happens.
Yep, as Grzegorz Hipki now fires that car in, Eli Hutunji needs to stick it to the wheel, but he doesn't. He hasn't got the pace this time, Dave. He falls back as Hipki starts to pull some ground. Oh, Eli Hutunji starts to make the dive, getting on the door. He needs to try and force some points his way if he's going to take it. Whoa, Hutunji sticks that car on the wall, big straight from Hutunji. They come into the roundabout, and Hutunji starts to pick up some lost ground.
He's got to put it all on the line here now, Ian. He's lost a couple of points there, and he's chasing Hipki, and he's got to make it happen right now. He's cutting across the track. He's got to get back on the door on this last dive, or this one's over. Here comes the risk reward from Eli Hutunji. Will he get it done? No, Hipki looks like he's pulling away here.
Yeah, Hipki, the local guy, looks like he wants to win too much to let it go as they bring it over the line. The crowd are on their feet, Dave. They erupt. Gosh, Hipki, as he steps out of his car, decisions in. Yeah. Left for Hipki, right for Hutunji. Who's going to take it to top 16? Kieran, Kevin and David make it unanimous. Grzegorz Hipki gets the win, and the Polish crowd, Dave, go wild.
Event, it is on.
Yeah, these guys have had a battle under their belts. They're hungry for it. They're off the line. Max Heidrich chases down Eli Hutunji. What have these guys got? As Hutunji fires it in, and Heidrich.
Joe Hutunji now in the lead position. Look at Heidrich on the front brake though, trying to stay in the fight. This is where he made mistakes the last time. Here comes another big dive into that corner.
Yeah, Joe Hutunji now starts to get in it as Max Heidrich doesn't look as strong as he did before, Dave. Giving Hutunji some room this time.
And look at Hutunji, will he have those steering issues again? This is a little cleaner this time.
Yeah, it's smarter from Hutunji. Seems to have got over them gremlins. He knows he needs to put in a smooth, fast lead run, and Heidrich now starts to pull back some of that lost ground, makes a dive into that slow section, but look at this. Hutunji stands on the accelerator, 700 horsepower, starts to pull away with those Falken tyres, and look at this as Hutunji brings it home.
Yeah, Heidrich putting in a fight there, but just falling back a little bit towards the end.
Yeah, doesn't seem all the way in it, Dave.
I get one a day.
You get one a day, and you've just used it up on that.
Yeah, it's done. Never again. Here we go. Back to the start line we go. It is going to be Joe Hutunji, part of the Red Bull Dream Brothers, representing Red Bull, to take on the Parts 33 car of Max Heidrich, representing Durst. And look at this. Joe Hutunji coming in very hard, and he holds it.
Wow, almost contact as Joe Hutunji sticks it to the door of Max Heidrich's S13. This is insane. Max Heidrich now fires that car into the outer zone. Hutunji gives him some room, but Hutunji, oh wow, gets himself in the wrong part of the circuit, Dave.
I'm not too sure. I think that it might have been a shutdown from Max Heidrich. I'm not sure. It looked. And slide him left for Max Heidrich, right for Joe Hutunji. It's the last battle in the top 32, and there you have it. Judges going for Joe Hutunji getting the win and going through to our top 16. For you.